It's the Chronicles of a Gooner, the Arsenal podcast, and we are back again with another live watch along. This time we're bringing you Chelsea versus Arsenal from the Premier League. Hard to get up for this one, isn't it? It really is. I mean, no matter how much you want to pretend that, this game has meaning, and I know that Arsenal could technically still finish in a Europa League place or a European place, Europa Conference place, whatever you want to bloody call it, it does feel like this is going to be a really difficult watch. It does feel like one of those games that you kind of just want to be over and done with and that you can just sweep under the carpet. But in order to try and make it a little bit more bearable, hopefully we achieve that, I'm here to take you through the game. I'll be interacting with you guys in the live comments throughout, and of course after the game tonight at around about 10:30 p.m. we'll be bringing you a live reactions show as well. So plenty of content coming your way over the next sort of few hours as we try and make something of this game. Look, fingers crossed Arsenal go out there, put in a decent display, turn in a strong performance, and we can all sort of come away happy and at least feeling a little bit better about ourselves, because it has been really disheartening in the last week or so. It has been really negative, really toxic, really draining, so we want to see Arsenal go out there, give a good account of themselves, change things up, perform, and show that against a very good Chelsea side we can compete. Now, Thomas Tuchel's made changes, and understandably so. Chelsea, of course, go into the FA Cup final this weekend, and just around the corner they have the small matter of a UEFA Champions League final against Manchester City. So you can completely understand Chelsea and Tuchel's way of thinking. Let's take you through the two teams, and let's start with Chelsea. Let's get the Chelsea side out of the way. It is Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal. We think it's a back three of Cesar Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva and Kurt Zouma. Reece James at right wing back on the right side of that midfield four. Ben Chilwell on the left. In the middle of the park it's Jorginho alongside Billy Gilmore, and then you've got Mason Mount along with Christian Pulisic playing a supporting role in behind Kai Havertz. So that is the Chelsea starting 11. We'll have a quick look at their substitutes bench as well, and only when you look at their substitutes bench do you realise quite how many changes he's made. I think he's made 7 changes, Thomas Tuchel, from the side that started the game at the weekend. So if we have a look at the Chelsea bench, it is Marcos Alonso, Timo Werner, Edouard Mendy, Olivier Giroud, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Hakim Ziyech, Emerson, Faustino Anjorin and Valentino Livramento. For Arsenal, it's Bernd Leno in goal. It's a defence of Pablo Mari, Gabriel and Rob Holding. Now, the graphic on your screen is the one that I've pulled through from Live Score, but I don't think Arsenal are going to line up like this in terms of their shape. I think that we are going to see a back three from Arsenal, back three of Pablo Mari, Gabriel and Holding. And I talked a little bit earlier on in the build-up show about the fact that I wanted to see Pablo Mari and Gabriel play together. I wanted to see how that went. I didn't expect him to do this, though. I didn't expect him to completely change the system. I said, actually, I was probably against changing the system. I hope I'm proved wrong. But it feels like Mikel Arteta has tried to match up Thomas Tuchel's 3-4-2-1 system. So it looks as though it's going to be Holding, Gabriel and Mari across the back line. Tierney on the left of that 4 in midfield. I think Saka's probably going to be the guy on the right. And then in the middle of the park, Thomas Partey along with Mohamed El Neni. Up top, I think you're going to see Martin Odegaard and Emile Smith-Rowe probably playing in behind Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Those two guys who you'd expect to be naturally more central is what is making me think that he is trying to match up to what Chelsea are doing. And I don't know if that's the right call. I don't know if it's a bad call. I don't know what it is at this moment in time, but that is what I believe Mikel Arteta is trying to do. Now, Mikel Arteta, has made some strange decisions during his Arsenal tenure. There's no getting away from that. And tonight, we've got no right back on the pitch yet. We have a few of them actually on the bench. If I take you through the Arsenal bench, it is Hector Bellerin, Dani Ceballos, Alexander Lacazette, Willian, Cedric Suarez, Nicola Pepe, Callum Chambers, Matt Ryan, and Gabriel Martinelli. So Mikel Arteta does have 3 right backs on the substitutes bench, and has decided not to play one tonight, which is strange, isn't it? Strange indeed. You look at the rest of the substitutes bench. Gabriel Martinelli's on there. Nicola Pepe is someone I would have liked to have seen start. But he's not. And Mikel Arteta, as I say, has probably tried to match up with Chelsea. And we're going to see over time if that is the right call. My initial gut feeling is that it's not. My initial gut feeling is that, yes, Chelsea are a superior side to us. And to a degree, we're going to try desperately to kind of to nullify them, to do what we can to level the playing field. But to just throw in a brand new system in a game just doesn't work right with me. It doesn't sit right with me. And I know Arteta wants tactical flexibility. I know tactical flexibility is something that we as a fan base have called Arsenal out for not having in years gone by, particularly under Arsene Wenger. But the problem is, it's very difficult to just switch it up, to change it up, to implement something completely new in a one-off game. You know, Arsenal, have they had time on the training ground since the game against West Brom at the weekend to work on this system? I don't know. And we're going to see how it goes. But my initial thoughts in the lead up to the game are that he's taking a major, major risk here. And yes, I talked about it earlier on. I talked about maybe looking at different options, looking at players, individuals who currently find themselves on the outskirts of things, on the outside looking in, and maybe using this opportunity to check them out and make some decisions ahead of what's going to be a really significant summer. But not sure I would have done this. And look, kickoff might come along and we might see that actually that's not what Mikel Arteta's done. But when you look at that selection, how else would it make sense? You know, unless Rob Holding is going to play at right back like Live Score have it, I just can't see that. I really can't. Unless the idea is for Kieran Tierney to bomb on, Rob Holding to tuck inside and it become a back three, but Saka still plays as part of the forward line. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see how this goes over the next sort of 90 minutes or so, because, yeah, let's see. Let's see how it goes. Let me know how you guys are doing in the live chat on a scale of 1 to 10. Let me know how excited are you about this game. I'm at a 3 at best. I might not even be at 3. You know, it's one of those nights where there's nothing really else to do. So, yeah, we're going to watch it. Look, jokes aside, I watch Arsenal all the time. And it, you know, it is what I do. And I've got no issue with having to sit and watch the game. But when your season is over, like ours is, it does make it difficult, doesn't it? And I can see you guys are, you know, agreeing with me in the chat. Ferradoon says he's at 3 out of 10 in terms of excitement. Aditya says it's going to be a miserable 90 minutes. Andre's gone for 2, as has Chef CG. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, I'd love you guys to hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you wish to become a member, get access to our Discord server, and we've got a brand new member series which is currently in production, and I know that it's been a while since we've put anything out, so I do apologize. I promise you this little series that we're going to do, it's 3 videos that I've been working on, just going through a final edit on those, and that will be out. The first one will be out over the weekend, and then I'll bring the next ones to you next week. So going to stagger the releases of them, but it's a look at the current squad. It's a look at who should go, who should stay, and yeah, I'd love to get you guys' interaction as well. Quick reminder that the podcast is currently being supported by manscaped.com, so if you're interested in any male grooming products, then head over to the Manscaped website, enter the discount code which is 90min20, and you'll get food. Check it out. Right, get some questions in the live chat. What do you make of the lineup? How do you rate the lineup out of 10? Let's have some of that. Matt G, in terms of the game tonight, he says 3, and he says that's only because of your watch along, Harry. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Nishith is saying 4. And he says he'll be the slightly optimistic one in the chat. Yeah, it feels like one of those nights, doesn't it? It just really does. And it's a hard game to get up for because of everything that's going on. You look at it now, Arsenal in 9th position, 6 points off of West Ham in 5th, and we're about to play our 36th game. If you look at the London derbies this season, we've actually done all right in the London derbies. We're 2nd in the table. We've taken 15 points from 8 of the London derbies we've played this season. And of course, look, we beat Chelsea. We beat Chelsea earlier in the season. Granit Xhaka scored that brilliant free kick that day. Bukayo Saka with that accidental goal. It was a decent performance, and that was right around the point where we started to look as though we were going to turn our season around. And there was an optimism then, but that optimism has rapidly disappeared because results, unfortunately, haven't followed. John Daly says, "Where is Harry? Who is this young pup?" Come on, you Gooner, still going with a 3-3. Yeah, I've shaved, and whenever I've had a shave and a little bit of a trim, and whenever I have a shave, I look about 10 years younger. I know, mad. BX Gunner says, "Good evening, Harry and chat. Arteta is clueless, and another manager would get 20 goals out of Pepe." There's certainly goals in Nicola Pepe, and it does frustrate me when he's left out of the side because we're not exactly, blessed with players who contribute goals from other areas of the pitch, and Nicola Pepe is one of the few in that Arsenal group that can do so. Lee Loughran is more positive. He says, "Usually when the pressure is off at the end of the season, we tend to win. We can hope anyway." Nishith says, "I'd say 8 out of 10 in terms of personnel, but 3 out of 10 for the formation and system. Now we wait for his in-game management." Yep, we do indeed. Let's get those crowd effects playing. Let me know in the chat. Give me a little thumbs up if you can hear it coming through. Should be able to. It's not too overwhelming, not too loud, but you should just about be able to hear it. The Chelsea players making their way out onto the pitch, as are the Arsenal players. Now, I like that tracksuit top. Oh, Arsenal, you keep doing this to me. You keep releasing these new tracksuit tops, and at a time when I really don't want to give you any money, at a time when I really don't want to be supporting KSE, you're tempting me into heading over to Arsenal Direct and making that order. Good to see that you guys can hear all the effects. I can see the thumbs up in the chat, so thank you for that as always. Let's run you through the two teams once again with kickoff just around the corner. For Chelsea, the hosts, it's Kepa Arrizabalaga, Cesar Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Kurt Zuma, Reece James, Ben Chilwell, Billy Gilmore, Jorginho, Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic and Kai Havertz. For Arsenal, it's Bernd Leno, it's Rob Holding, Gabriel, Pablo Mari, Kieran Tierney, Bukayo Saka, Thomas Partey, Mohamed Elneny, Emile Smith-Rowe, Martin Odegaard and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Can Arsenal pick up a result at Stamford Bridge? We haven't won at the Bridge since Mikel Arteta was in the team, when Robin Van Persie scored that hat-trick in the 5-3 win? Yeah, 5-3. Incredible result that day, but it was a bloody long time ago. It was a bloody long time ago. Let's do this. Chef CG says their tops looks like Souvlaki wraps. Gooner SG says let's do this tonight, Arsenal. Dennis says 3-0 Chelsea. I have no hopes whatsoever. I'm even dreading watching it. Yeah, you're not the only one, mate. Honestly, it's obviously quite difficult at the moment to get up for Arsenal games, particularly in the Premier League. The Europa League offered us the opportunity to potentially salvage what's been a really horrible, tough, difficult season, but it wasn't to be. And I know a lot of people are anti Mikel Arteta now, and even I'm at the point where he now has to prove to me that he can do the job. I wanted him out the other day, and I do probably think, if push came to shove and I was the man making the call on the balance of things, I think it's impossible to come to any other conclusion. But you can bank on Arsenal doing the opposite of what most people think. You can bank on Arsenal to stick to their guns on this, and I think they will stick to their guns, and I think Mikel Arteta will be the Arsenal boss at the start of next season. Let's hope he can restore some of the faith in him from those supporters who are feeling the way I'm feeling, and improve things, because it hasn't been good enough. It's been completely unacceptable. There's no getting away from that. Doesn't matter where you sit on the Mikel Arteta debate. Arsenal have simply not been good enough. Chelsea, as I mentioned a little bit earlier on, of course, have a couple of really big games coming up. The FA Cup final at the weekend. They've also still need to consolidate their place in the top 4 officially. And then, of course, the Champions League final coming at the end of the month for them against Manchester City. And I think we're hearing that one's going to be moved to Lisbon. It's going to be Arsenal to kick us off, wearing red and white. Nice to see Arsenal wearing red and white away from home. Players have taken to the knee in support of the Black Lives Matter campaign. And the referee blows his whistle, and we are underway here at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea versus Arsenal in the Premier League. BX Gunner says, I'm dragging my feet to the closet looking for an away top to wear. Cheering from Charlotte. Thank you. And I really appreciate you tuning in. Just having a look at all the comments. Yep, it is that back 3 by the looks of it. Gabriel's got the ball now. He's playing on the left side of it. It seems that Saka is playing on the right of a midfield as we expected. Yep, it is the formation that we've been talking about, based on what we're seeing in this early stages. Kepa with a long goal kick for Chelsea up towards Kai Havertz. Pablo Mari, who's playing in the centre of that back 3, has won the ball for Arsenal. He plays it to his right, where Rob Holding takes it under control, just shifts it out of his feet and chips it forward, looking for the run of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. But Thiago Silva read it first, and Thiago Silva just moved across the back line there, got his sort of body in the right place and just shepherded the ball out of play for a Chelsea throw-in. I thought about opening a beer at the start of this game. I really did. Or at the start of the watch-along, and then decided against it. I'm just not in the mood, because everything around Arsenal right now just feels a certain way. Here is Azpilicueta for Chelsea into midfield, taken under control by Pulisic. Azpilicueta has it again. He plays a pass forward. It's now with Pulisic. Plays a ball in field, but Arsenal squeeze Chelsea well and win it back. Only Manchester City have picked up more points in the Premier League than Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel. That's, of course, from when he came in. Here's Partey to Saka on the right. Holds off the challenge of Chilwell, his England colleague. Finds Holding, and then he plays it to Pablo Mari. Here's Gabriel. Little layoff for Mohamed El-Neni, partnering Thomas Partey in midfield this evening. So it's 2v2 in there. Here is El-Neni into Partey. Turns away from Mount, lays it back off to El-Neni. Now it's into Erdegaard. He's dropped deep, lays it off for Pablo Mari. Opens up his body and plays it out to the left for Gabriel into Smith Rowe. Now El-Neni. Arsenal comfortable in possession inside their own half at the moment. Gooner SG says you might need that beer by the end of it, Harry. Yeah, I might crack one open at half time. I'll see how I go. The thing is, I've only got these really massive bottles, and I don't really fancy a whole massive bottle. So yeah, we'll see. I might have a little one in the fridge somewhere. I'll have a check later. Here's Holding, going to take the throw in on the right hand side, right back. In the right back position for Arsenal. Throws it forward towards Aubameyang. Zouma wins the header. Partey picks up the loose ball. Now Odegaard has it. Back to Holding. He plays it into Gabriel. Emile Smith Rowe to Thomas Partey. Given away, and Reece James picks it up for Chelsea. Here is Billy Gilmore. Now Pulisic. Looking for James, down the right. Tierney will get back. Tierney makes a block, and he was lucky there because it hit the corner flag and went out for a throw-in for Chelsea rather than a corner. Not sure how Reece James has managed to take it back all those yards though, without the officials saying anything, because the ball went off right back down by the corner flag. Here is Jorginho on the halfway line for Chelsea. Every Arsenal player currently behind the ball. 4 minutes on the clock. It's goalless between Mikel Arteta's Arsenal and Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea. Here's Mason Mount infield to Jorginho. Plays it right to Cesar Azpilicueta. Into Gilmore. Azpilicueta once more. Now it's Thiago Silva. Into Zouma. Takes it down under control and takes a couple of steps forward out of the defence. Lays it off for Jorginho. Looks to pick out Mason Mount, who's trying to make a run in behind. Good defensive header from the Gunners. And then Arsenal looking to play their way out. Here's Thomas Partey. Under pressure from a couple of Chelsea players. He's giving it away. Zouma plays it left to Chilwell. Now it's Pulisic down by the byline for Chelsea. Cuts it back to Mason Mount. Shoots from a tight angle, but it's straight into the arms of Bernd Leno. Comfortable stop for Arsenal's German goalkeeper, who's been in the news actually over the last few days. Rumours that Bernd Leno is looking for a move away from the Emirates Stadium. That was the rumour, that was the story floating around, but Bernd Leno himself has moved to quash that and kill that talk. But I get the feeling from what Mikel Arteta has been saying over the last few days that there are very, very few players in this squad that he is attached to, that he believes are part of the plan going forward. Graham says Partey needs to remember we play in red and white. Yeah, his passing accuracy's not been great in recent weeks. He's just not, he's not one of those players. That's why Granit Xhaka is so important in that midfield. Because for all the things people slag him off for, and when he does give the ball away, often it ends up leading to something. But in terms of keeping the ball going, moving it, recycling it, he does that really, really well. Here's Billy Gilmore. Into Zouma on the halfway line. He'll play it right to Thiago Silva. Dinks a ball out to the left-hand side. Mason Mount takes it under control. It's 1-on-1 with Saka to the left of Arsenal's penalty area. Puts the ball in. Cut out by Rob Holding. On the edge of the 6-yard box. Good defensive header from him. Chelsea have it back again though. And this is what Chelsea do under Thomas Tuchel. They have plenty of the ball. They suffocate their opponent. They're patient. And they will eventually pick the lock. Partey having his shirt pulled there by Jorginho. There's one Arsenal. A free kick by the looks of it. 7 minutes on the clock. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. It really, really does help. Arsenal take that free kick and the ball is now with Pablo Mari. Plays it left to Gabriel. Into Emile Smith-Rowe. Back to Gabriel. It's pulled out onto the left-hand side. Plays the ball in field to Rob Holding. He's under pressure here from Mason Mount. Finds Odegaard. Takes a touch and then goes back to Pablo Mari on the edge of his own penalty area. Martin Odegaard taking no risks there. No risks at all. Here is Gabriel. Ball forward that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will chase. Picks it up on the corner of Chelsea's penalty area. It's got Tierney making a run on the outside. Tierney puts it into the box, but the flag has gone up against Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for that initial run. Can see a few of you asking in the chat for a link to the game. Don't have a link, unfortunately. I would love to be able to show you guys the game while we're doing this, but it would breach copyright rules and I'll be in trouble, basically. Which is why we don't, and it's why no YouTube channel, none of the ones that are doing it as part of their work will show you that, because you do get struck off pretty swiftly I've put a tiny little video clip on a video once when I first started and had the video taken down. But Cole in the chat is giving you some advice there, mate. So I hope that helps and you can find the game. Here is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang coming forward. Saka's making a run through the middle. Aubameyang tries to find him. Saka will pick it up inside the penalty area. Looks as though he stayed on side. Finds Odegaard on the edge of the box and the flag goes up. Really late, actually, from the linesman. But as we know, that is what they are encouraged to do now. That is what they've been told to do by the officials or by the powers that be in case they make a mistake. It's very tight with Saka, and I wonder if he actually was offside. We probably would have known more had something materialised from it. But here comes Odegaard now, down the right for Arsenal. Puts a ball into the box with his weaker right foot. Headed clear by Thiago Silva, out for an Arsenal throw-in. Almost 10 minutes on the clock. Here's Saka. Tries to cut it back across the penalty area. It's won back by Jorginho. He plays the ball forward brilliantly. Taken under control by Kai Havertz. I wonder if it just hit his arm there. The referee thinks so. Gooner Legend says, don't bother with the stream, mate. Harry's commentary far more exciting than watching the Dross Arteta plays. All of a sudden, though, Arsenal are the ones in possession. Arsenal are the ones with the ball in Chelsea's half. Don't forget, there are loads of you watching. Oh, Pablo Mari's giving it away. And forward comes Kai Havertz. He's through on goal. Kai Havertz, and he's put it over the bar. My word, Arsenal have got away with that. It looked as though there was no danger. No danger at all. But Pablo Mari was dispossessed. The last line of Arsenal defence. He received the pass from Gabriel inside the centre circle. He just dropped off a little bit. Made a mess of it. In came Kai Havertz to nick it back. And when he broke through onto the Arsenal goal, he had plenty of time, Kai Havertz. Pablo Mari certainly didn't have the pace to get back. And you would have backed Kai Havertz to have found the top corner there. And instead, he's put it over the bar. Let off for Arsenal. Real big let off that. As I was going to say, though, before that, there are plenty of you watching on the live stream at the moment. There are, across the multiple platforms, there's over 150 of you. And we've only got 49 likes. So if you can, hit the like button. Well, there's no reason why you can't. But if you want to hit the like button, it really, really does help. And we'd love your support. It's going to be an Arsenal throw-in on the Gunners' left. Tony in the chat says, I thought Marie was going to foul him. Yeah, me too. And I thought we were going to go down to 10 men, and that would have really been a hindrance for us. Here's Aubameyang in the box trying to get free of Thiago Silva, who despite his age is still so mobile and still so effective in the defence. Arsenal have won themselves a corner here, though, after Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Hard work led to a favourable deflection. Do you know what? It's been good to see Aubameyang, working quite hard in the early stages. Here's Tierney on the left. Ball whipped in, cut out by the Chelsea defender. It's going to be a throw-in for Arsenal, which Tierney is going to take. Into Mohamed El-Neni. Big welcome to Sam Rudman, who's watching his first watch along with us. Glad to have you, mate. Here's Odegaard with a shot, deflects into the path of Holding, tries to pull it back across the penalty area, completely overhit it, but Tierney will keep it alive on the left, goes by Reece James. He stands it up towards the far post. Holding's coming in, forces Chilwell into conceding a corner. It's better from Arsenal, but the flag's gone up. What has the flag gone up for? Did the ball go out of play? I wonder. Mikel Arteta will be pleased with what he's seen, though, in the last few minutes. Actually, Arsenal have had the lion's share of possession here, 55% of the ball. at Stamford Bridge in this first just under a quarter of an hour. Here is Chilwell. Blocked by Bukayo Saka. Graham says we're holding our own here, early days. We absolutely are at the moment. The only moment of danger we faced was one of our own making. And Pablo Mari was caught in possession inside the centre circle. Unfortunately for us. And you need a bit of luck sometimes. Kai Havertz was unable to apply the finish. Here's Pablo Mari with a long searching ball forward towards Bukayo Saka. Takes it under control on the right flank. Back to Martin Ødegaard into Thomas Partey. Bit fortunate with the deflection there. Thomas Partey will get another chance to pick out a pass. Puts it in towards the penalty area towards Aubameyang, but nowhere near the Gabonese striker, that one. Chelsea released the ball quickly. Here's Christian Pulisic. Lays it off to Jorginho. Such a cool customer in possession, Jorginho. He goes back to Thiago. Now it's with Kurt Zouma. Here is Zouma again. Into Jorginho. Oh, Jorginho has... Oh, my God. How has that stayed out? Aubameyang will pick it up. Cuts it back to Emile Smith-Rowe. And Arsenal have the lead at Stamford Bridge. And it was a muck-up of the highest significance. This time from Chelsea, though. Arsenal... I'm laughing because it was such a mad goal. And I'll explain to you guys exactly what happened just there. Jorginho tried to play a pass back to Kepa Arrizabalaga. He played it blindly after receiving the ball from Kurt Zouma. He takes a touch, plays it back towards the Chelsea goal. Kepa was completely caught out, dives across his goal to hook it, claw it, whatever you want to call it, off of the goal line. When he does that, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang follows up, picks the ball up in a position just to the left of the 6-yard box, rather than taking the attempt on himself, rather than trying to score from an almost impossible angle. He just cuts it back to Emile Smith-Rowe, who didn't strike it clearly, and it just rolled in to that far corner from Emile Smith-Rowe. The ball was bobbling, he's miskicked it with his weaker left foot, but it clips off of the inside of the post. And Arsenal lead at Stamford Bridge, thanks to Emile Smith-Rowe. But it all stemmed from a Jorginho and Kepa mix-up. I said we needed a bit of luck tonight. And we've had a bit of luck already with Kai Havertz missing that chance. And that goal certainly had a slice of fortune about it on our part. Here's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Looks to go beyond Cesar Azpilicueta. Can't do so. And Azpilicueta wins it back. Just lays it off to Thiago Silva. Chelsea looking to bring the ball forward. Thiago Silva with a long pass out to the right towards Kai Havertz. But Gabriel will do well here to just shield it off. So Arsenal have the advantage here at Stamford Bridge. Inside the first 17 minutes. It's quite a remarkable goal. Not the type that you see every day. But between Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Emile Smith-Rowe, they got the job done in the end. Tierney will take this throw in at left back for Arsenal. I say at left back, I mean in the left back position on the pitch, right? I don't mean that he's playing as a traditional left back tonight, because he isn't. Throws the ball forward, one in the air by Thiago Silva. And I wonder if this is a system that we will see more frequently moving forward, or if it is just something that Mikel Arteta has tried to employ based on the way Chelsea play. I guess we'll find out in the next few weeks. Thiago Silva takes the ball under control. And yes, Dennis, as he says in the chat, we actually scored against that Chelsea defence. What exactly? We've been brilliant in the London derbies. Oh, brilliant might be a strong word, but we've done okay. We've averaged just under 2 points a game in the London derbies, which is fairly decent when you consider how bad our season's been overall. Beat Chelsea at the Emirates around about Christmas time. Can we do the double over Thomas Tuchel's men? Here is Emile Smith-Rowe. Just lays it off to Gabriel. He's giving it away and Chelsea come flooding forward. Here's Mason Mount. He's got Havertz making a run ahead of him. Mount trying to make space for the shot. Rob Holding got a toe in, and then Bukayo Saka came to help him out. Just got clipped by the Chelsea and England man. Bukayo Saka went down one Arsenal free kick, which they've taken quickly. Ball's with Gabriel on the left of that three-man defence. Into Partey. First time ball out to Smith Rowe. Arsenal's struggling to cope with that Chelsea press. We really are at the moment. You know, there's advantages and benefits of playing that way when it works. But we have really struggled, I think, to escape at times from that Chelsea press. And it is a very aggressive Chelsea press. Here's James into Pulisic, who's just pulled up. Looks like he's got an injury problem, and that's not good news for Chelsea. It's not good news for Christian Pulisic, because I'm sure he'll want to be in contention for those big games that they've got coming up in the very near future. Akshay says Gabriel needs to be stronger on the ball. He's a big lad. He is a big lad indeed. And it does surprise me when I see him sometimes eased out of possession. Like you say, he is a big guy. He's a strong guy. You know, he looked amazing when he first joined the club. Had a bit of a dip, got COVID, never really recovered from that fully in terms of his form, I mean. And yeah, I guess it's kind of time to prove himself again. And it's time for a lot of those Arsenal players to prove themselves. You know, Mikel Arteta has been talking quite harshly about the application of some of his players, the standards that they're capable of meeting. So you feel like everybody is playing for their place. Here is Martin Odegaard looking for Aubameyang. The pair just not quite on the same wavelength. Gunner04 says, first time in your watch along, love the commentary. Thank you very much, mate. Says, also, Harry, is that a hairband you're wearing? You must have took some stick for that, mate. It is, but I don't wear it all the time. When I've just had a shower, with my hair being long throughout lockdown, if I leave it to dry without like pinning it down in a position, it just goes and I can't control it the next day. So yeah, whenever I have a shower and I comb it back, I do put it in. Yeah, well, I have done lately, just to keep it all under control. There you go. Now you've got my beauty regime on Smash. We'll get back to the game. But thank you for tuning in, mate. Hope you're enjoying the watch along. 21 minutes on the clock. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1 here at Stamford Bridge. And who'd have seen that coming? Very few, I'd suspect, as Rob Holding plays a ball forward, looking for Emile Smith-Rowe, but Cesar Azpilicueta will pick it up. Just rolls it left to Thiago Silva. Junior Gunner says El Neni starting makes sense. Partey's been so exposed in midfield recently, and El Neni is very positionally disciplined, Harry. Yeah, I talked about that on the preview show earlier today. I talked about the fact that we needed to give him a partner who was going to provide the support and backup that he needs. Here comes Azpilicueta down the right. He's played in Pulisic here, cuts it back to Mason Mount. That was goal bound, and it was blocked by an Arsenal shirt just a couple of yards out from goal. I think it might have been Rob Holding. Sure, we'll get another look at it in just a moment, but Cesar Azpilicueta was allowed to travel far too easily, just like Juan Foyth was actually in the first leg of that game against Villarreal, where he just kept coming and coming and coming down that right-hand side, and nobody made an effort to close him down. He slipped Pulisic in behind, and when he cut it back to Mason Mount, and Mount made contact with the ball, it looked as though it was goal-bound, and I'm sure when we see the replay, we'll confirm that it was. Good piece of defending that. Putting your body on the line, that's what it's all about. Committed defending. Here's Reece James. Oh, he's done brilliantly to get away from a couple of Arsenal players. Still got it. Finds Pulisic on the right. James will continue making a run on the outside. Pulisic tries to cross, but it's blocked by Emile Smith-Rowe, and it's going to be a Chelsea throw-in on the right wing. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and the referee just having a word. Not sure what the issue is here. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's got a cut lip. Not sure how that came about, but it's enough for the referee to send him off the pitch to get it dealt with, of course. You know, we've seen players in the past be told or forced to change their shirts and do various bits and pieces when there's blood involved. But we're just having another look at that effort. It's cut back to Mason Mount. Yes, definitely goalwards. And it's blocked by Rob Holding. I'm not sure he knows a great deal about it, but he is in the right place at the right time. I wonder if Chelsea are appealing for a handball there. It does come off of Rob Holding's arm, but it is down. It is by his side. He doesn't make himself bigger. It certainly wasn't deliberate. Well, we've seen those given. So Chelsea might feel a little bit unfortunate, but as I say, we need a bit of luck from time to time. And so far in the first 24, 25 minutes here, we've had the rub of the green. A goal gifted to us. Kai Havertz spurning a glorious opportunity. And a 50-50 call, I'd say, with regards to that handball, has gone our way. Don't forget, smash the like button if you haven't done so already. I'd love to get to 100 likes by half time. That would be amazing. We're on 73, so certainly achievable. Let's try and get to 100 likes by half time. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you hit that like button. And if you are new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Big hello to Tendai Soko as well in the live chat. Hope you're well, my friend. Here is Chilwell on the left. Looking for Zouma. He'll go back to Kepa Arrizabalaga, whose position is a little bit better this time. Although, to be fair, if Jorginho looks and has one more glance before he plays that pass, that doesn't happen. But Jorginho is probably, well, I think he is the man culpable for that. Long ball forward towards Pulisic. Chilwell chasing, but Saka back doing his defensive work. Concedes a throw-in. On Chelsea's left wing, Chilwell's going to take it. Noor says, hi Harry, it's 3:38 a.m. in Malaysia. Waking up to see Arsenal leading Chelsea by a goal makes my morning. That is dedication, man. Credit to you for that level of commitment. Because based on the way this season's gone, it'd be really easy for you to just roll over, turn the alarm off and go back to bed. And I wouldn't blame you if you did. Alex says, show me a teenager who's as versatile as Saka. It's incredible. Yeah, he's done really, really well, hasn't he? Just seeing that goal back again. Came on the 16th minute from Emile Smith-Rowe. He almost kicks the ball, as Tony pointed out earlier, onto his right foot. And just sees it roll into the back of the net. It's a very un-Chelsea goal to concede. Jorginho and Kepa sort of consoling one another, but it looks as though Jorginho is the man who's been held accountable, and I think that's right, if I'm honest. Reece James throws it to Cesar Azpilicueta. Now it's with Thiago Silva. Kurt Zouma. Chelsea have made 8 errors leading to goals. Only Liverpool in the Premier League have made more, with 9. And Arsenal are not in the top 3, so that means maybe we've made a bit too much of an issue of that. I don't know. We'll see. Here's Kai Havertz on the edge of the box for Chelsea. Finds Mason Mount. Shoots. Good save from Bernd Leno, diving down to his left. Was at a decent height for the goalkeeper. You wonder if he'd have got there had the ball been struck along the ground. But Chelsea, as Graham points out, have stepped it up in the last few minutes or so. They're starting to apply pressure on this Arsenal side, and we've kind of sunk that little bit deeper, gone into our show a little bit. Here's Mount from the left. Can he get across into the penalty area? Puts a low ball in, and Bernd Leno gets onto it. It was Havertz who played him in. Not the easiest of angles, and we know that Mason Mount isn't left-footed. But as I say, I think if he keeps that shot along the ground, I don't think Bernd Leno's getting there. It's a comfortable height, a good height for the goalkeeper. Good stop though, nevertheless, not to take anything away from Bernd Leno. Here's Holding. The Arsenal just under relentless pressure when they're trying to play out from the back. Chelsea squeeze up. Gilmour, Pulisic, Mount, Havertz. All 4 of them are in there trying to win the ball back, trying to hassle They do it to really, really good effect. And you look at this Arsenal team and, you don't take a lot of confidence in their ability to play out from the back. It's not the most technically gifted back three. Arsenal have given it away again, lost it, and it's going to be an Arsenal ball. Here's El Neni out to the left for Partey, into Emile Smith-Rowe. He'll turn just inside Chelsea's half and he'll carry the ball forward. Looks for the run of Tierney. Pass wasn't quite right. Not sure the pair were quite seeing the same pictures in their minds there, and as a result, the ball's been given away. Here is Azpilicueta into Thiago Silva. Approaching the half-hour mark here at Stamford Bridge. It's been a lot of Chelsea pressure in the last 10 minutes or so. Been a lot of Chelsea possession. They've even forced a couple of saves out of Bernd Leno. And a really good block from Rob Holding. But, as it stands, it's Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. And we'll take it. We absolutely will take it. Here is Pulisic. That's with Thiago Silva. Ball out towards the right. Kai Havertz is a really tall player. He's got a big frame, Kai Havertz. Was really good in the air when I watched him at the back end of last season playing for Bayer Leverkusen. Here he is again. Into the feet of Mount. Havertz looks to go beyond Pablo Mari, who blocked him off, and then Kieran Tierney came across and cleared it for Arsenal. Be picked up on the halfway line though by Kurt Zouma. Finds Billy Gilmore. The Chelsea man tipped for big things is Billy Gilmore. Plays a ball in behind towards Chilwell. Rob Holding gets a toe on it. It's going to be a Chelsea corner. Mason Mount is going to take it for Chelsea. Can Arsenal survive at least until the break? That would be significant, you feel. In comes the delivery. Met by the head of Zouma. Might fall for Pulisic. He's headed it over the bar. He was meeting the ball from basically right underneath it, Christian Pulisic. It was Zouma who rose initially. Took a deflection off of Pablo Mari. Fell to Christian Pulisic, who was inside the 6-yard box, but to the right of the goal. And as I say, when he rose, the ball was immediately above his head. He wasn't able to get above it and head it down or control the trajectory of the ball whatsoever. And it's ended up quite a way actually over Bernd Leno's crossbar. Here is Zouma. Now Pulisic. Chilwell. Back to Zouma. Into Billy Gilmore. Lays it off to Jorginho. Gilmore gets it again after the ball broke kindly for him. Gilmore's been busy in the last few minutes. And I've watched Gilmore a few times this season. He's been involved in some of the commentary games I've done over on VSIN. He's got a massive reputation, Billy Gilmore. And I don't deny he's a very talented young man. But I haven't really seen him perform in the few games that I've covered. But I think he's looked sharp here. I'm starting to see what all the hype and all the fuss is about. Here's Odegaard. Deep in his own half. It's not where he wants to be. Now it's with Pablo Mari on the Arsenal penalty spot. Into Thomas Partey. Turns away from Jorginho and Mount. Did quite well there actually, the Ghanaian. Here's Pablo Mari. Back to Bernd Leno. Short to El Neni. Arsenal taking a risk at the back, but paid off on this occasion. Nishith asks if Kovacic is injured. Yeah, he's been injured for a little while. Early April, I think it was, when Kovacic picked up a problem. Ball out to the left for Gabriel into Kieran Tierney. Now it's with Emile Smith-Rowe. Back to El Neni on the halfway line. Here's Odegaard. Back to Partey. And Holding plays it all the way back to Leno in goal. Mr. T. Marlowe says, if we had a £40 million offer for Oba, given his wages, who would take it? I absolutely would. I would take a £30 million offer, given his wages, his age, and his current form. Here is Odegaard. Infield to Partey on the halfway line. Looks for Smith Rowe. Turns and then plays it to Gabriel, who's come forward down the left. He's got Tierney on the outside of him. Does he use him? He does eventually. Gabriel has stayed forward, but it's not where Arsenal really want him to be, in all honesty. Here's Murray out to the right for holding. Arsenal switch the play this time. That's into Odegaard. Looking to go beyond Jorginho. Try to roll it just infield to Saka. The pass was a little bit short. It's going to be a Chelsea goal kick after an unkind deflection for the Gunners. Mikel Arteta will be desperately hoping that his team can hold on to this, because look, the season has been a shambles and there will still be people out there, including myself, who don't think or want him to prove that he is the right man for the job now. But a result, a win away against the Chelsea side that nobody gave us a hope against would, I'm not going to say ease the pressure, but it would give him something to clutch onto. It would give him something to kind of not brag about, but you know what I'm trying to say. It would give him something. It would give some people some hope. Problem is that you go and you win in one of these games against the big sides and you play convincingly, then that obviously carries a hell of a lot more weight. Because if we do win this today, it won't be because we've been very good. It's because we've been gifted a goal. Because in truth, we haven't even had a shot at goal aside from that. And that's been a problem all season. It's not just today. It wasn't just against Villarreal. Our inability to create regularly has been a real bloody problem. Had a lot of people in the last few days saying to me, you know, but why do you keep saying we've improved defensively? We haven't. Well, actually we have, because only Chelsea and Manchester City in the Premier League have a better defensive record than us in terms of number of goals conceded. Some of our goals that we've conceded have been significant and have cost us points. But the stats don't lie. Chelsea going close here after a cross came in from the left-hand side. It was saved down on the ground by Leno as he tried to cut it out. The ball almost fell for Mason Mount. Here it was. Chilwell got in behind. Saka caught out. Chilwell with a low ball across the 6-yard box. Leno did well to cut it out. But when he did, it almost fell kindly for Mason Mount until an Arsenal body got back and made that vital interception. Here comes the resulting corner, flicked on towards the far post. I think it came off Rob Holding in the end. It's going to be a Chelsea corner. Graham says, calm down, Harry. At this rate, we're going to lose this game, not win it. Yeah, we might well lose it, but right now we're winning it. Need a bit of positivity in my life, Graham. It's been a really miserable couple of weeks. Chelsea, along with Everton, Man City and West Ham, have scored the most goals from corners in the Premier League this season. Here's Zuma with a header. Back into the mix. Thiago Silva rose that time, blocked by Gabriel, and Gilmour will pick it up. Plays it out to the right-hand side. They'll lay it back off for Gilmour, who whips it in first time. Headed clear by Tierney on that occasion. Here's Chilwell to Pulisic, who's now taking up position on the left. Looks to go beyond Partey. Whips one in left-footed. Tierney with the header away. Saka with a second attempt at it. Saka will chase this ball. He's on the left now all of a sudden. Here's a replay of that Pulisic cross. Tierney got it clear. It fell to Saka, and then him and Gabriel tried to work it away, but that pass from Gabriel just wasn't good enough. Arsenal won a throw-in, fortunately for them though. Here is Billy Gilmour. Forward to Kai Havertz. He'll carry it forward. He's got a couple of players central. Kai Havertz towards the far post. Chilwell will bring it down. Does well to bring that down under pressure from Bukayo Saka, but he's forced back to Kurt Zouma. Here's Jorginho now for Gilmour. Back to Chilwell on the left. Pulisic's come out to the left to support him, but instead he goes infield to Zouma. Now it's with Thiago Silva. Out to the right for Azpilicueta, here's Reece James. Gabriel. And then Tierney hooks it away. Cushion header from Aubameyang was completely wrong in the end. Chelsea still on the ball here. Suffocating us. Trying desperately to find that breakthrough. Arsenal very much in the shape of a 5-4-1 without possession. Seeing that now. Seeing Odegaard and Emile Smith-Rowe just tuck in either side of El Neni and Partey's midfield pivot. Here's Jorginho. Azpilicueta into Mount. Jorginho, now Reece James. Goes all the way back to Thiago Silva because there's no way through at the moment for Chelsea. Had loads of possession. Here's Mason Mount inside the box. Goes back to Reece James on the right. Azpilicueta stayed forward. Reece James will try and put it into the box. Good block by Emile Smith-Rowe, who came and closed him down immediately. Now it's with Zuma. Akshay says, we're playing like bloody Stoke. We are. We really are. And at this point, it's just, you got to laugh at it, because what else are you going to do? You're going to sit there and cry. We only managed 2 attempts at goal. Chelsea managed 8, but only 3 of their 8 have been on target. Arsenal with a 50% rate in success rate in terms of getting shots on target. Bernardo's going to take this free kick for Arsenal on the edge of our own penalty area. On ball forward. Thiago Silva wins the header. Gabriel rises. Jorginho heads it forward. Partey takes it down on his chest. Now it's with Pablo Mari. Chips it out towards the left hand side for Tierney to chase. He'll retrieve this right down by the Chelsea corner flag. Forced back though Tierney. Not got much in terms of options infield, but finds Emile Smith-Rowe, who just dropped deep and wide to help him out. His pass is deflected and it's going to be a throw. And you can see Kieran Tierney, you can read his mouth there. He's literally saying, where is the movement? He's absolutely busted a gut to get forward down that left hand side. He's been played in with a brilliant pass. He gets to the corner flag. He looks up, wants to deliver the ball in the box, and there's nobody even in the vicinity. And that is the problem that we've seen with this, or one of the problems we've seen with this Arsenal side throughout the campaign. Good to see Tierney calling people out though and asking, where the hell is the movement? Here's Bukayo Saka into El Neni. Tries an extravagant flick to find Bukayo Saka, who continued to run after making the pass, but Chelsea win it back with Pulisic, and now Zuma has it. Here's Chilwell into Gilmour. He plays it back to Kepa. It was a better pass than the one his midfield colleague gave Kepa earlier on in the half, and the pass that ultimately led to Arsenal breaking the deadlock here. Goal came against the run of play. In truth, Arsenal have offered very little else, but they lead here. Here's Billy Gilmour into Pulisic, tries to go beyond Holding, who wins the ball with a fair challenge, and then it was ushered back to Bernardo by Bukayo Saka. He's cleared it long and Chelsea have it straight back. Here's Zuma on the halfway line. Now Thiago Silva. Here's Reece James on the right. Just lay off for Mason Mount. Gets it straight back, does Reece James. Now it's with Cesar Azpilicueta. Here's Jorginho. Gives it to Azpilicueta and gets it straight back. Now Gilmour has it. Zuma. Has Chilwell on the outside of him. Chilwell plays a first time ball back infield to Gilmour. Now it's with Jorginho. Gilmour into Zuma, who's taken up position to the left of Arsenal's penalty area. Thought about chucking it into the box there. Wilfred Zuma decided against it in the end though. Kurt Zuma, beg your pardon. Here's Mason Mount. That's with Jorginho. Here's Gilmore. Back to Thiago Silva. There's Kurt Zouma. Chelsea enjoying plenty of possession in front of that Arsenal midfield. Done well to prevent them breaching it at this point. But you do get the feeling that we're playing like we are. I was going to say like a mid-table side. We are a bloody mid-table side, but you know what I mean. You know, that approach that we've been left frustrated by for so many years by teams that come to the Emirates, nick an early goal, and then literally just park the bus because they're not really capable of doing a great deal else. And the onus is now on the home side to break us down. But we're Arsenal, and that's not acceptable. I wouldn't mind it so much if we carried a bit more of a potent threat on the attack. And that's another time that Kieran Tierney's bombed down the left-hand side and the pass to him has been absolutely shit. Excuse my language. He must be absolutely livid. Here's Thiago Silva at the back for the Blues. Half-time is fast approaching. I will be taking a short break at half-time just for 5 minutes. Just to recover. It is hard talking by yourself for 45 minutes, believe me. When I go to work on the weekends and I do a commentary, when I come back, honestly, my wife will tell you, I don't want to talk to anybody. I literally do not want to talk to anybody. Not on the phone, not in person, not by text. I just feel all talked out. Here is Zouma into Christian Pulisic. Foul that from Rob Holding, and he can have no complaints really. It was a foul on the halfway line. Chelsea take the free kick very quickly. There's been a minute added on at the end of this first half. We've had half of that minute already. Emile Smith-Rowe looking for a ball in behind to Aubameyang. It had a spin on it and was not as easy to control as it may have looked. Aubameyang retrieves it. Tierney puts it into the box. It's blocked. It's going to be an Arsenal throw-in on the left wing. But if Aubameyang is the man laying that ball off to Kieran Tierney on the left-hand side, who's going to be in the middle? Graham says, Harry, every pod you do, you are talking to yourself. That's true, Graham. Except those pods are like 45 minutes to an hour at maximum. But this is going to be a good 2-hour stream by the time it's done. Anyway, it's half-time at Stamford Bridge. It's currently Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0. Somehow, Arsenal are in front here. It was a really bad mistake from Jorginho when he messed up and ultimately left the ball or tried to play the ball back to Kepa Arrizabalaga. He made such a meal of it, Jorginho, that the goalkeeper had to dive across his goal to prevent it going in as an own goal. In doing so, he parried the ball to the left, to the right of the goal, where Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang picked it up, cut it back to Emile Smith-Rowe, who miskicked it, but even still, fortunately for us, it found its way into the back of the net, and as a result, Arsenal lead at Stamford Bridge. I can't quite believe it. Going to take a short 5-minute break, so don't go anywhere. And when I return, we'll look back on that first half and look ahead to the second period. So I'll catch you all again in just a few minutes' time. Remember, don't go anywhere. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. And we're back. Welcome back to the live watch along of Chelsea versus Arsenal from Stamford Bridge. Arsenal currently leading the game by 1-0. It's been all Arsenal. We've been completely in control. We fully deserve our lead. And no, I'm just kidding. We've been dreadful. We've actually been dreadful. We've defended relatively well. And I think under Mikel Arteta, we have had many games where we've defended relatively well, particularly against the bigger sides. The problem has been, though, that we don't create enough down the far side, and you can't rely on us not to make an individual error that undoes all of that good work. Equally, when you're playing against good sides, when you're playing against better sides, you invite pressure, they will more often than not find a breakthrough. It's been solid is the word I would say, but it's been uninspiring. It's been really difficult to watch, and kind of sums up Mikel Arteta's tenure, I would say. Because, look, people can't stand him and people want him gone, and I get all of that. But our defensive record in the Premier League is better under Mikel Arteta. There's no getting away from that. So what you're seeing here is a typical Mikel Arteta performance. The question is, can Arsenal get over the line? Can Arsenal see it through? And when I say it's a typical Mikel Arteta performance, it's a defensive-minded one. It's an organised one. Problem is, at the minute somebody makes a mistake when you play like this, it can all go to shit very, very quickly. Mile High Gooner says, forgive my ignorance here, but should that have been a handball pen if we hadn't scored on that? What bit are you talking about exactly? Let me know, and I'll happily... I thought that maybe Rob Holding could have got done for a handball. But other than that, I can't quite recall. Can't quite recall at all. Josh Hunter says, big up Harry, solid display. Bradley Costello calls it park the bus football. Absolutely is. Griefhampton says, Oba has to be subbed off. Okema Patrick says Chelsea will win. Well, let's see how that goes in the second period. Look, I've done it. I've opened a beer. I managed to find one in the little beer fridge, actually, that wasn't one of those giant bottles, because I don't think I could get through one of them tonight. Not in the bloody mood. But cheers, everybody. Hope you enjoy the second half. Hope we enjoy the second half. Hope we get the result that we so desperately want. What am I looking at? Yeah, all good. Been a while since I had a Corona. Griefhampton says Oba's pressing is almost laughable. Gooner Legend says you need a lime in that, pal. I do, but for me to go and get a lime or even a little bit of lemon would involve me walking across the garden back to the house, and I'm not about to do that. I really am not. But cheers, everyone. So how do we see the second half going? Do we see Arsenal holding on? Do we see Arsenal managing to get over the line, taking all 3 points, or do we see Chelsea finding a way back? Hold on, I get what you're talking about now. Actually, when you were talking in the chat about whether the guy should have been sent off, I'm pretty sure that you don't get sent off for a back pass. I'm pretty sure that you don't. And I'm pretty sure that you only get an indirect free kick if the back pass is penalised. Which is, I think, the right way in terms of the rules. I've just had a message as well from Tony who's watching. He says, the Chelsea goalie should have been sent off. It was a back pass and the goalkeeper stopped a goal-scoring opportunity. I don't think it works like that. I don't think the back pass rule quite works like that. But, it's a decent point, and it's a point that certainly needs to be discussed. I'm not 100% sure on how the back pass rule marries up to the denying of a goal-scoring opportunity rule, if that makes sense. Because a back pass is when you pick the ball up deliberately and that is making a last gasp save. It's not a deliberate... You're not basically picking up the ball because someone's running onto you. Let me... do you know what? Let's... back pass rule. Football Premier League. Let's see if we can find a little bit more, because the back pass rule is a little bit of a weird one. Let me find what I can find here. Despite the popular name, the back pass rule, there is no requirement in the laws that the kick or throw-in must be backwards. Okay. Handling by the goalkeeper is forbidden regardless of the direction the ball travels. The penalty for the offence is an indirect free kick. This is awarded from the position where the handling occurred, unless it is within the 6-yard goal area, in which case the kick is taken from the point on the 6-yard line closest to the point of the offence. So, according to the rules, and I've just looked this up, according to the rules, a red card is not part of the punishment process for a back pass. It's an indirect free kick from where the offence occurred. In the case of this one, where Kepa's made the save literally on his goal line, that free kick would be taken from the edge of the 6-yard box closest to where that offence occurred. So that is what the rules say. Yeah, that's where we're at. So I get it, and I get why people will be disappointed with that, but yeah, that's the that's what the rules say, and I've just sort of looked that up. What have we got here? Zane says, let's remember that Tuchel will change tactics and actually be proactive. Arteta will defend and set up shop. Same old story. Do you know what? I can't believe that we're even talking about. I can't believe we're even talking about the back pass and the goal. Like, we've been gifted a bloody goal here. Right? We've been absolutely gifted a goal here by sheer incompetence at the time, and a really glaring error from Jorginho. And we're trying to find a way of which we should have got the Chelsea goalkeeper sent off. Just take the goal and be happy with it, because we've been extremely fortunate there. What else have we got here? Mr. T. Marlowe says, no red card, even though it's stopping a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Surely that rule supersedes it. But how can a goalkeeper making a save be classed as denial of a goal-scoring opportunity? If that was the case, a goalkeeper would get a red card every time he made a save. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think the denial of a goal-scoring opportunity thing comes in when you're talking about the goalkeeper, because it's their bloody job. That's how I read it in my mind anyway, and based on what I've just read, that's how I interpret it. I don't think the denial of a goal-scoring opportunity thing is a thing when you're talking about the goalkeeper, unless he's fouled you, unless he's taken you out when you've tried to go around him. But actually diving to make a save, I don't see how that can be classed as denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. I really don't. No, and Mile High Gooner says, sorry, was curious, that's all, strange moment. No, it was a really good question and a really good discussion point that I hadn't even thought of in watching that first half. So thank you for bringing it up. No, it's a really, really good point. Players are back out on the field for the second period. It's just around the corner. Crowd effect should be back with you as Thomas Tuchel's side look to come back, and Arsenal look to hold on to this 1-0 lead that we currently have at Stamford Bridge. But can we do it? Can we see it out? Can Arsenal leave Stamford Bridge and return to North London with all 3 points? Chelsea have made a change. Callum Hudson-Odoi is on. It's going to be the Blues to kick us back off. Here we go, back underway here at Stamford Bridge. Just trying to work out who's gone off for Chelsea. I wonder if it's Mason Mount. I think it was Mason Mount. Nope, it's not Mason Mount. He's there. Apologies, I was paying attention to a little debate about the goal scoring thing and the denial of a goal scoring opportunity. Let me just check it out exactly what change was made. Looks like it was Billy Gilmore. Was it Gilmore? Soon find out. Hold on, we've got the teams coming up across the bottom of the screen now. Aretha Balaga, Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Zuma, James Mount, Jorginho, Chilwell. Yep, Gilmore has been replaced by Hudson-Odoi, and Mason Mount has dropped into that midfield position rather than playing in behind the forwards. Zane says, it's a shame that UK fans pay an arm and a leg to watch their team. In Canada, I pay $20 a month. Yeah, you know what? If you've got the full package here in the UK now, and that's like with the movies and all the entertainment channels, I think you're probably looking at about £100 a month if you do it legit. A lot of people don't do it legit, and I've done that in the past. I'm not judging. You know, when I first moved in, didn't really have a pot to piss in and was struggling every month. I was the first person to try and cut costs there. But yeah, people do it. It's absolutely fine. If it works for you, then why not? Here is Jorginho. It's not an issue for me. I'm not the piracy police. Here is Callum Hudson-Odoi on the right hand side. He looks to go beyond Smith Rowe. Finds Reece James on the outside of him. Low ball into the box. Can Havertz turn it? Might fall for Pulisic. It's cleared away. Chelsea want a penalty kick. They're not going to get one. Here's Reece James on the right again. To Hudson-Odoi, looking to find Reece James with a reverse pass. Aubameyang has it now for Arsenal. Short to Smith Rowe. Kieran Tierney's down in a heap just to the left of Arsenal's penalty area. He was caught there. Havertz look to just go in between Partey and Gabriel, who just kind of closed the gap on him. You see that happen so often in football. Nothing more for me. No, it's definitely not a penalty. It looks like Havertz is already on his way down as well. So if you're talking about Mikel Arteta's sort of reluctance to make substitutions at this kind of stage in the game. Reece James to Azpilicueta. Here is James, puts a cross in, cut out by Gabriel. That's with Aubameyang. Here's Emile Smith-Rowe. Oh, he's giving it away, Emile Smith-Rowe. Can he win it back though for Arsenal inside the centre circle? No, he can't. Go at Zouma. Comes away with it. Here is Thiago Silva, the Chelsea defender. 48.5 minutes on the clock. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. Didn't think I'd be saying that when I started this watch along, but there we are. Here is Jorginho. Out to the right for Cesar Azpilicueta. Now it's with Reece James. Back to Azpilicueta again. Here's Thiago Silva. Arsenal being really pinned back here. Really struggling to build anything and progress the ball up the pitch. Here is Mason Mount into Cesar Azpilicueta. As it stands, Chelsea will stay in the top 4. And they'd be 6 points ahead of Chelsea. Ahead of West Ham. Although West Ham do have a game in hand. Or will have a game in hand by the time this one's over. Here is Zouma on the halfway line. Ball around the corner, picked up by Mason Mount. Turns around and drives the ball forward. He's got players on the outside. Finds Ben Chilwell. Stood up by Bukayo Saka. Back to Mason Mount. Thinks about putting the ball into the penalty area. Instead plays it short to Pulisic. Chipped into the box by Jorginho. Met by the head of Gabriel. Havertz will rise and tries to win it back for Chelsea. But the ball ends up bouncing slowly towards Bernd Leno's goal. And the German will retrieve it. He's got the ball at his feet. The former Bayer Leverkusen stopper. Here's Gabriel into Smith Rowe. Did well to recover there after the pass wasn't quite right, and neither was his initial touch. Arsenal come forward as Tierney plays the ball in field to Odegaard. Plays it out to the right-hand side. Saka's isolated Chilwell here on the corner of the box. Looks to go beyond him. It's really poor from Bukayo Saka. Just sort of carried the ball into Ben Chilwell. Threatened to try and just sort of drop the shoulder and beat him, but he failed to do so, Bukayo Saka. And on one of the rare occasions Arsenal got forward with numbers, They've spurned the opportunity to cause Chelsea an issue. Here's Mohamed El Neni in possession at the moment. Plays it left to Pablo Mari, into Thomas Partey. Lays it off to El Neni, who's almost become part of the defence with how deep he's dropped. Here is Gabriel on the left. Into Tierney. Looks to turn away from Azpilicueta, who was equal to it. Ball ends up back with Kepa Arrizabalaga in his own penalty area after a pass from Reece James that is not the type of pass goalkeepers particularly enjoy. Arsenal for Life says, will you be watching Roma versus Inter tonight? I will be catching up on it later, but obviously it's going on at the same time as this. And as much as I love Italian football, I am an Arsenal man first and foremost. Gooner Legend says, it's like I'm watching in slow motion when we are in possession. Agree. Akshay says, I hate that Saka needs to figure out the best position in every match. We need to let him grow in confidence. This is having the opposite effect. I disagree with that. By the way, speaking of Italy, Torino are losing to AC Milan 7-0. 7-0. Incredible scoreline for Stefano Pioli's side. He's been under a bit of pressure lately, Pioli. And that will keep Milan in the hunt for Champions League football. In comes this Chelsea corner, met by the head of Gabriel. Might fall for Zouma. Cleared away only half-heartedly by Pablo Mari. Arsenal look to bring it away now. Here's Chilwell. Now Jorginho on the right. Here's Chilwell. Now it's with Zouma. Andreas says, if we win, I don't give a shit how it looks, basically. Yeah, I think that would be my overriding feeling as well. Gotta be honest. Graham says, though, there's no way we can hold out if we keep playing like this. I haven't seen Erdogan play the football forward for at least 30 minutes, and you're not wrong. Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button. As I always say, it is really, really important for the channel that you do that. We've managed to hit the 100 likes. Can we get to 150 between now and the end of the game? That would be absolutely fantastic. Here is Mason Mount on the halfway line. Searching ball out towards the left, towards Chilwell. Might fall for Havertz. He just turns his back on Pablo Mari as he tries to jostle for position. Chelsea have the ball anyway, though. Here's James on the right. Back to Cesar Azpilicueta. Now it's with Callum Hudson-Odoi. Infield to Jorginho. Aubameyang back there working hard and dispossessing the opposition. Kurt Zouma will pick up the ball. Arsenal just unable to make anything with it or keep it when they do win it back. Here's James inside the Arsenal penalty area. Hudson-Odoi with a shot from the edge of the box. He's got completely under that. Callum Hudson-Odoi would have been looking for potentially that far top corner. Didn't get it right, Callum Hudson-Odoi, but Kai Havertz using his big frame and his technical ability, close control to create an opportunity there for the Blues, but means nothing if they can't hit the target. Here is Gabriel at left back into Emile Smith-Rowe. First time pass back to Pablo Mari. He then chips it forward. Aubameyang looking to flick it on towards Kieran Tierney, but Thiago Silva picked up the loose ball, and now Jorginho has it for Chelsea. Searching ball out towards the right. Reece James heads it back infield. Might fall for Kai Havertz. Runs into a wall of red shirts. Pablo Mari and Gabriel in close proximity to the German. Kai Havertz did hit the ground and is appealing for a free kick. We'll have another look at it here. Just tried to feint past Pablo Mari. There's no challenge made from Pablo Mari or Gabriel. It's just one of those classic cases, as I said earlier, where the two defenders come together and close the gap through which the forward is trying to pass, you know. Here is Jorginho to Reece James, delivered into the box. Oh, it ended up in the arms of Bernd Leno, who stooped down low to gather it on the edge of his 6-yard box. But I tell you what, Kai Havertz was coming across the near post there. We'll just have another look at his movement. It was great movement to get in between Pablo Mari and Rob Holding. And when that ball did come across, if he did get anything on it, Chelsea would have been back on level terms, but he didn't, fortunately for us. Looking at the action areas in this second half, 43% in the middle third and 45% in the Arsenal defensive third. So the ball has been in Chelsea's defensive third on just 12% of the time in this game. Kieran Tierney's going to take this throw in for Arsenal from left back. Throws it down the line, but it was straight to Azpilicueta. Tierney wins it straight back though for the Gunners. El Neni with a ball out now to Rob Holding into Martin Ødegaard. Elsewhere, Atletico Madrid lead Real Sociedad by 2-0. Angel Correa with the second, and that is obviously a big result for Atletico Madrid as they pursue the La Liga crown. Kieran Tierney's down injured. Just caught quite high up the leg by Callum Hudson-Odoi. It looked there. I just hope it's not something serious. It's just, I'm honestly sick and tired of Kieran Tierney being injured. He looks to be in quite some pain. But you know with Kieran Tierney that unless it is very severe, he is going to try and play on. Whether he'll be able to though or not is another question. I wonder if he just jarred the knee as he fell down. So he makes the challenge. Hudson-Odoi just catches him sort of high up the knee. But then it seems like when he lands or when he tries to balance himself, there's a jarring of the knee. And that looks like what might be the issue here. A bit worried about that because Kieran Tierney hasn't got a great track record when it comes to injuries. It's one of the reasons many of us are sort of concerned about the left back position. Hector Bellerin was warming up. He's made his way back to the dugout though. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists in 11 appearances against Chelsea. Hector Bellerin. Zane says, Harry, I heard that you apologise for calling Brendan Rodgers a fraud, or is that a rumour? No, not apologising. And the term a fraud is being over the top. What I said was that I don't think he's as great as everybody makes him out to be. And also, you know, Leicester were on course to completely bottle the top 4 again. They still might, but they were on course to do that until they were handed a gift by turning up at Old Trafford yesterday to play against the Manchester United side, in which Ole Gunnar Solskjaer basically changed the whole 11. So, you know, yeah, they've had a decent season, and you know, if he does it, great, good luck to them. But they were extremely fortunate yesterday, I thought. And that might just get him out of the hole. Because ordinarily, they probably get beat at Old Trafford. And then things look very, very different for them. Here's Jorginho looking for Callum Hudson-Odoi, but the pass was cut out. It ends up all the way back with Kepa Arrizabalaga though. Here's Thiago Silva on the halfway line. Chips it out towards the left. Can Chilwell retrieve this? Saka got a foot on it. He's put it out for a corner, Bukayo Saka. I wondered if Chilwell was going to try and cross that first time. He's obviously had a quick glance and seen that nobody's really in the box, nobody really threatening, and that's why he let it run. Corner's going to be taken by Mason Mount. Olivier Giroud is currently warming up for Chelsea. I wonder if he'll come on against his former club. In comes the delivery from Mount. Havertz heads it, and it's turned in at the far post by Christian Pulisic. It's 1-1. I'm sure the VAR is going to have a look at that. I do wonder if Christian Pulisic just strayed into an offside position there. We'll have a look, but Chelsea, it seems, are back on level terms. It's really slack defending this. The ball came in from Mount. Havertz won the header. Yeah, he's offside. He's well offside. Christian Pulisic is well offside. Don't worry. It's a bloody mile offside. When Kai Havertz wins the initial header, Christian Pulisic is a million miles offside. million miles offside. No doubt in my mind about that being offside. There you go. Goal ruled out. It remains Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. As it should be. Thank you, VAR. I mean, listen, when people sort of complain about VAR, I get it, right? There are a lot of issues with VAR. But the fact that we've needed VAR to rectify that, he looked well offside at first glance. The fact that we need VAR for something as clear and as obvious as that is exactly why we've got it, because of the incompetence levels. Incompetence levels of these officials to make simple, basic decisions. I said that was offside, and I'm not even watching it in line like the linesman is. Matt says, I've always loved VAR. Yeah, me too. 87 Skin says, is it me or was Martin Tyler so happy when Chelsea scored? I've got to be honest, I'm not listening to the commentary because I'm doing this. I'll take your word for it though. Arsenal preparing a change. Hector Bellerin is going to come on. Perhaps when he was going back to the bench, it was to get changed rather than to go and sit back down. It certainly looks like that was the case. Reece James will take this throw in for Chelsea. Here's Jorginho. Fouled by Mohamed El Neni. He's not happy with the decision, El Neni. Feels it was soft. It looked soft. But the minute you make any challenge from sort of behind, it's likely to happen to you. Here is Reece James on the right for Chelsea. Into Callum Hudson-Odoi. James tries to get it into the box, blocked by Gabriel. Back to Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's got it on the right flank, plays it back to Cesar Azpilicueta. Now it's with Zouma. He's deep inside Arsenal's half though, Zouma. Chelsea trying to find that breakthrough. Here's Thiago Silva looking for the run of Chilwell. Can't bring it under his spell, Ben Chilwell. Ball will go out harmlessly for an Arsenal goal kick. 63 minutes on the clock. We'll take it. Don't forget, if you want to become a member of the Chronicles of a Gooner, you can do so by clicking on the link in the description. We'd love to have you on board. So Bellerin is coming on. Who's going off? That is the question. The change is not going to happen just yet. Leno takes the goal kick. Aubameyang helps it on. Tierney will chase it. Reece James turns away from his man and plays it down the line for Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's got Kai Havertz in the middle. He's got Pulisic arriving as well. Tried to pick out Chilwell instead. Pass was a poor one from Callum Hudson-Odoi, and the offside flag has gone up eventually. You might as well just not bother putting it up at all if you're going to wait that bloody long. Another clear and obvious one. He did put his flag up this time, but look, I know they're told to wait because of VAR. But yeah, he's got to do it better. Bukayo Saka, wearing the number 7 shirt, is the man who's going to come off and be replaced by Hector Bellerin. Slightly more defensive move, isn't it, from Mikel Arteta. Probably feels that having a natural right back now to squeeze in and make that a 5-man defence will be more effective as Arsenal look to close out this game. Chelsea are making a change. They're replacing Kai Havertz with Olivier Giroud. Would be so Olivier Giroud, wouldn't it, for him to bite us back in the arse. On he comes. Actually, it says, how much more defensive can we be? I completely agree, mate. It's very defensive, but I will reserve my criticism of it until I see how this pans out, until we see the final result. Here is Tierney. Back to Mohamed El Neni. Now Aubameyang. Here's Bellerin. Now Pablo Mari on the halfway line. Here's Gabriel. Into Aubameyang. Looks to find Smith Rowe. Just cushions it Nicely for Tierney. He puts it into the box, looking towards Odegaard. Bellerin cushions it down nicely. Odegaard backheels it. Bellerin shoots towards goal. And it's saved by Kepa Arrizabalaga. Poor shot in the end from Bellerin. But I don't think he really expected that ball to come back to him. I think he expected Odegaard actually to get the shot off. I know the angle was tight. And Odegaard was on his weaker foot. But I'd have expected him to try and work the goalkeeper from there. But it's the best bit of play we've probably seen from Arsenal all night. Tierney's ball to the edge of the penalty area. Bellerin cushioned it beautifully for Odegaard, and when it come back to Bellerin, just didn't get enough on it, just didn't get the sort of contact he would have liked. There wasn't any sort of power, conviction on it, and as Graham says, I bet he thought he had a bit of a flashback. Yeah, of course, he scored that big goal, didn't he? And we drew with them, I think it was last season now. Here is Jorginho. Shot from distance from Kurt Zouma. My God. I'm not sure that ball's still even in the stadium from Kurt Zouma. It's a terrible effort. Terrible effort indeed. 67 minutes on the clock. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. Bernd Leno is going to take this goal kick for the Gunners. What can he do with it? Can he pick out a teammate? Up it goes towards Aubameyang. Just eased Thiago Silva off of the ball there, but as Piliqueta was back covering, here's Aubameyang on the left. Tried to pick out Tierney, who was making a run on the outside of him. He's one Arsenal throw, and I wonder if we're going to see a change up top from Mikel Arteta sooner rather than later. Ian Frater in the chat has described it as dross, pure dross. Here's Odegaard on the edge of the box. Can he wriggle free of Zouma? No, he can't. And then Zouma uses his strength to hold off Odegaard. Here's Partey on the halfway line. He's been quiet tonight, especially in the second half, Thomas Partey. And he's lost the ball there on the halfway line. Chelsea come flooding forward. He's Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's inside the box. Lays it off to Chilwell, and the two not quite on the same page. And Arsenal are quite fortunate there to win the ball back, but they've lost it again. And Giroud fires from the edge of the box. He's completely miskicked that, the Frenchman. It's a half chance that for Chelsea. But Arsenal lost the ball stupidly on the halfway line with Thomas Partey. Chelsea break forward. We finally win possession back, and then Mohamed El-Neni decides to dilly-dally with it on the edge of the box. Gets caught out by Mason Mount. Fouls Mason Mount actually in the build-up as well. Ball fell to Giroud on the edge of the box, and in his first touch of the game has completely scuffed the shot. It's gone miles wide. But we're just so sloppy on the ball. Zouma heads it forward. Pablo Mari hooks it up into the air. Gabriel's underneath this, and he's fouled Pulisic by the looks of it, who was quicker to react to the change of direction. Gabriel just sort of stepped into Christian Pulisic, and I think he knows what he's doing there, Gabriel, but it's just a coming together. So I think he knows what he's doing. I mean, I think he knows to put his body in that position to try and make it difficult for Pulisic. Not suggesting that he was trying to hurt the player or even commit a foul. He was just looking to gain some sort of advantage because he knew where that ball was dropping. Pulisic's back up on his feet now. Here's Emile Smith-Rowe. Now Tierney goes back to Gabriel, takes a touch and plays it infield to Pablo Mari in the heart of the Arsenal defence. Now it's with Rod Holding. Into Odegaard. Bellerin chips it forward. Partey will pick it up. Drives forward, does Thomas Partey. Now it's with Mohamed El-Neni. Into Emile Smith-Rowe. Out to the left, Tierney whips it in. Aubameyang can't bring it under control. Odegaard gets a shot off on goal, but tried to hit it first time, Martin Odegaard. He knows that he should have done better there. You've got to work the goalkeeper at least. He just peeled in off of that right-hand side, Martin Odegaard, there. And when the ball came to him He just snatched at the chance. It wasn't an easy technique. It wasn't the easiest of shots, but with a player of his technical ability, you'd have expected him to at least work the goalkeeper, hit the target. Not good enough. As Graham says, now it's just about getting over the line. Look, we've got 19 minutes to play here. We've defended well for the most part. We've defended valiantly for the most part. Not offered a great deal at the other end of the pitch. Sam Rudman says, Harry, do you think Rory is bothered now? Yeah, probably. The question is, Sam, will he be bothered by the end of the game? Here is Jorginho. Back to Thiago Silva. Now it's with Kurt Zouma. Here's Mason Mount. Hudson-Odoi plays it left to Ben Chilwell. Hudson-Odoi once more. Back to Jorginho. Back to Hudson-Odoi on the left-hand side. Gets it into the box towards Giroud, and Pablo Mari did really well, I thought, there. To not foul Olivier Giroud, but to just kind of plant himself in a position that prevented Olivier Giroud getting up off the ground and heading it towards goal and getting that flick on, that trademark flick on that he's become so good at over the years. And then he's going to take the goal kick. Again, it's up towards Aubameyang, flicks it on. Emile Smith-Rowe had read the run, but Chelsea have it back. Here's Jorginho. Now it's with Azpilicueta. For all their possession, for all their attempts, Chelsea have only managed 3 on target in comparison to our 2. So we've been more efficient in terms of our shots on target. Not that there's many to count, but you know what I mean. Just goes to show that possession doesn't always mean everything, and we've learned that the hard way this season, haven't we? Graham says Erdegaard looks like the Norwegian Ceballos. Nisha says El Neni at least completes his passes under the press. Our defenders can't pass to save their lives. Complicated so much. It's an Arsenal free kick, which Gabriel is going to take. Left back position. What's he going to do with it? I think he's going to go long. Thought about taking it short initially, Gabriel, but has probably decided against it. Ends up going back to Pablo Mari anyway. How are we doing on that light count? Have we hit the 150 mark yet? We want to get there by the time the game's up. Only on 116 at the moment. We need more. So hit the like button if you haven't done so already. It really, really does help. Whew. It's like, I'll obviously be pleased if Arsenal hold on to all 3 points, and I'll be happy with the win. As I said, it's something that we can kind of hold on to, something that will put a smile on our faces temporarily. It's not that big a deal to the point where I'll be like jumping up and down about it. Probably could tell by my reaction to the goal, and then my reaction to the goal that we thought Chelsea had scored. There's Tierney. Back to Gabriel, infield to El Neni. Now it's with Partey, turns and plays it left to Emile Smith-Rowe. The pair combining, and Smith-Rowe pulls away from Cesar Azpilicueta, drives in between him and Reece James, puts it through the legs of Thiago Silva, but Kurt Zouma was covering in behind. That's good defending from Marie on Giroud on the halfway line, and Arsenal win the ball straight back after that Chelsea clearance. Emile Smith-Rowe again turning. Cesar Azpilicueta continues his run, but Tierney opts to play the ball inside. El Neni's coming forward now. He's done well to hold off a couple of challenges. Game's been pulled back. Oh, what for? What for? Is it a decision that's gone Arsenal's way? If so, I'll take it. Smith-Rowe just going on that run in between Azpilicueta and Reece James. He's got such great balance, hasn't he? Emile Smith-Rowe, lovely bit of skill as well to put the ball through Thiago Silva's legs there, as we just see in the replay. But Kurt Zouma, fortunately for Chelsea, was covering. It is an Arsenal free kick, so the game has been pulled back for a foul on Kieran Tierney. It's from the left-hand side, this free kick. In terms of distance. It's probably about 20 yards from the edge of the box. Odegaard whips it in left-footed. Met by the head of Thiago Silva. Tierney will strike it from distance. Takes a deflection. And ends up in the arms of Kepa. We'll roll it out to Ben Chilwell. Here's Jorginho. Chilwell once more. Now it's with Thiago Silva. Here's Callum Hudson-Odoi coming down the left-hand side. Can he make his way through? Nope. Stopped by Rob Holding. Chelsea still alive here though with Chilwell on the left. Rolls it infield to Mason Mount. Now it's with Jorginho. What will he do? He'll try and thread a ball into Giroud, who first time played it back to Hudson-Odoi. Here is Jorginho. Back to the left for Chilwell. Chelsea, as they have done for the majority of this second half, having plenty of position around Arsenal's box, but unable to breach Mikel Arteta's defence as it stands. Fingers crossed that's the way it stays. Here's Partey. Fouled, wins Arsenal a free kick. It's going to be a substitution made from Chelsea. It's going to be Hakim Ziyech who's going to come on. I think he's going to replace Cesar Azpilicueta, so a change of shape perhaps for Chelsea as they look to find a way back in. It's going to be Rob Holding to play it forward. Arsenal preparing to bring Lacazette on. There's Chilwell with the ball inside to Thiago Silva. Now he finds Jorginho. Graham says, I'm getting nervous now. I want us to do this. Me too. The longer it goes on and the more I feel like it could be... It's a bit like, do you remember when Mikel Arteta took over and we got a couple of decent results against sort of bigger sides, and then that FA Cup run, we looked at it and we went, look, we know Arsenal have problems. We know that Arsenal have issues and we know that there's a lot of work to be done. But we took encouragement, didn't we, from the fact that we could compete against the bigger sides. And there's no better form side probably in Europe at the moment than Chelsea. You know, they're playing really, really well at the minute. So, yes, it isn't going to be greatly significant in terms of Arsenal's, European football prospects or in the context of the season. But it could be big in terms of giving us a bit of a lift and a confidence boost. Aubameyang is being replaced. He doesn't really look particularly happy, does he, that he's being replaced? Look, we're 1-0 up with, 11 minutes to go. I don't expect him to be sprinting off the pitch, enthusiastically. We want him to take his time. Look, he's not happy at all. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He didn't even acknowledge Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta didn't acknowledge him. But Lacazette is on to replace him. I wonder if there's more to that. And I don't really understand what Aubameyang's issue is. It's not like he's been taken off on the hour mark. There's 10 minutes to go. He's not been able to press. He's not been able to chase throughout the game. Did well to react quickly when Kepa made that save, and obviously that subsequently led to the goal. But we need a bit more hard work up top. We need someone to give us a bit of an outlet to be able to hold the ball up, and he's not been that. But why he's so frustrated, I don't know. I thought that he looked sort of quite heavy-legged and probably could have done with coming off. So I ain't got an issue with that substitution. Not sure exactly why Mikel Arteta does. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang does. Here's Pulisic into Ziyech. Left to Ben Chilwell. Here's Ziyech again. Now it's with Jorginho. And you know what's funny as well, right? I was having a conversation with somebody at the weekend and I was talking about the fact that I was a bit disappointed by a kind of a lack of goals from our attacking midfield players. And I actually cited Smith Rowe as someone who should get more goals for all his quality. Like if he could add a few more goals to his game, that would really take him up a level. And as soon as I say it, he's gone and he's gone and got a goal against West Brom at the weekend, and he's got another one tonight. This win, if Arsenal hold on to this, would put us to within 3 points of West Ham in 5th, 2 points within Liverpool, but they of course have a couple of games to play. If West Ham were to get beat, you never know. Aubameyang sitting on the bench looks absolutely disgusted at the fact that he's been taken off. I'm not even really sure why. Here's Leno. Long clearance out towards the left. Nobody is anywhere near it. Nobody in an Arsenal shirt anyway. The ball's gone out for a Chelsea throw, and the cameras are really focusing on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang because they can see there is clearly an issue there. Here is Kurt Zouma. Into Chilwell. Out to the left finds Callum Hudson-Odoi. What can he do here, Callum Hudson-Odoi? Plays it back to Jorginho now. Reece James. Ziyech will put it into the box left-footed. Good defending that from Hector Bellerin. Had to watch the ball carefully because had he got that wrong, Callum Hudson-Odoi was in behind him and he acrobatically clears it out for a corner. Hector Bellerin, that's a really good piece of defending. Big thank you to Jack the Ripper. He says, by the way, Harry, I don't really give two F's about this game. Season's over anyway, but thank you for entertaining us with the commentary. 1,000 times better than the TV. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate your kind words, really do. I think Bellerin, in making that clearance, has injured himself. I wonder if he's pulled something, because he was certainly on the stretch there. Hector Bellerin, just ball came over his shoulder, had to sort of spin, turn his body as he made the clearance. He's down with a problem here. I wonder if there is a problem or if he's just trying to kill the clock. Well, Callum Chambers is stripped and ready. It looks as though Bellerin is going to be replaced. If that is to be Hector Bellerin's only contribution in this game, it's been a significant one at least. Can we hold on? Interested to know what the Arsenal Twitter sphere, or how the Arsenal Twitter sphere is reacting to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Just having a look through now. And you know, I don't really think that actually that Aubameyang was bad tonight. I wanted to see him maybe do a little bit more, but I don't think he was that bad. But I don't think that substitution was about him being bad. Substitution was about freshening it up top and trying to provide us with a bit of an outlet, someone who can hold the ball up in the last few minutes, because we're holding on here. What else have we got? What else have we got? Just looking through Twitter. It's going to be an Arsenal goal kick. I think that that Rob Holdings looked okay as well in this back three. I think he looks better as part of a back three as a right centre back than a right-sided centre-back in a two. Sometimes you get centre-backs like that. They're just more suited. David Luiz is a good example of a centre-back who thrives in a three. How are we doing on those likes? Are we any closer to hitting that target of 150 between now and the end of the stream? Oh, we're 25 away. 25 away. So if you haven't hit the like button already, please do so. As I say, it really, really does help the channel. Leno with a long ball forward. Lacazette trying to battle with Kurt Zouma, but In terms of physicality, only one was going to come out. Holding made a sliding challenge. He didn't get anywhere near the ball, and Chelsea come forward down the left. It's going to fall for Pulisic, who was stretching to get there. He never really set himself because, in truth, the delivery from Callum Hudson-Odoi, which came from the left, was not quite right for Christian Pulisic. You have to say the spin on it just took it away, and maybe he timed his run slightly inaccurately. Doesn't make good contact with the ball, and it ends up in the arms of a grateful Bernd Leno. But it was Olivier Giroud who held up the ball for Chelsea, spun and released Callum Hudson-Odoi down the left-hand side. Bellerin's gone down now. He's gone down again, Hector Bellerin. I think he's going to go off. And I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal make the change. I think they are going to make the change. Just having a look again at that goal. Came to Aubameyang and he cut it back to Emile Smith-Rowe, and there it was. Arsenal had taken the lead. They'd capitalised on a really poor piece of play from Jorginho. Emile Smith-Rowe just about scuffed it into the far corner, and Aubameyang didn't look disappointed then. Big smile on his face when celebrating with Emile Smith-Rowe, but he did look hugely disappointed when taken off, and I wonder if we're going to hear more about that. Bellerin is off. Wasn't on for long, mind you, but he is off again. Callum Chambers has replaced him. There is Chambers' first touch, a ball down the line towards Odegaard. It's been really quiet tonight for the most part, Martin Odegaard. A lot of Arsenal's attacking players have, though, to be fair. Here's Tierney on the corner of the box. Back to the edge of the box for Odegaard. Takes it under control. Lays it off for Mohamed Elneny, who's just 5-6 yards deeper. Tierney thought about playing it to Odegaard. Elneny turns away from Giroud. Lays it back to Marie on the halfway line. It's the dinker ball out towards the left for Tierney. Headed back in field by Reece James, and Thiago Silva will clean up for Chelsea. Here is Silva into Zuma. Back to Kepa. Big hello to Anish, who's watching us from Nepal. It's 3 a.m. over there and he's watching the stream, so a big shout out to you, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying it. We've got less than 2 minutes of normal time here to play, but Chelsea are coming forward. Nervous times for Arsenal here at Stamford Bridge. Here's Christian Pulisic, dinks it into the box. Comes to Callum Chambers, takes a touch, keeps his composure, clears. Chelsea have it back though. Arsenal struggling for an outlet at the moment. Here's Pulisic down the right. Looks to go beyond Tierney. Tierney gets back and makes a crucial block, prevents the cross coming in. It's going to be a Chelsea corner in the 89th minute here at Stamford Bridge. Arsenal leading Thomas Tuchel's side in a game that very few gave us any hope in, including myself. Whew. Can we get over the line though? In comes this Chelsea corner from Mason Mount. Lacazette clears it at the near post. Odegaard then looks to help it on, but Chelsea have it back. Here's Thiago Silva, just shifts it out of his feet and stands it up towards the far post area. Olivier Giroud was lurking, but Rob Holding was there to win the header. Chilwell puts it back into the box. Gabriel gets something on it. Mason Mount will try and keep it alive. He cuts it back. Here's Reece James now. Ziyech on the edge of the box. Tries to work it onto that stronger left foot of his. Thought about the shot and tried to thread in a Chelsea player. Mason Mount's gone down in the box. That wasn't a foul. Absolute nonsense. Stayed down on the ground. Headed towards goal and parried onto the crossbar by Bernd Leno. Giroud then hits the crossbar. Arsenal have really, really got away with that. Jesus. Chelsea coming desperately close to leveling the score here in the 90th minute. Pulisic, stands it up towards the far post. Zuma rises. Holdings there again. Might fall for Chilwell. Blocked cross by Callum Chambers. 6 minutes of added time. 6 minutes. There has no way been 6 minutes of injury time here. Yeah, we've had a couple of players go down from an Arsenal side, Bellerin and Tierney, but 6 minutes. There's only been one goal. Absolute nonsense. This is all the luck that we've been missing throughout the season rolled into one game. Here's Mason Mount driving forward. Finds Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now it's with Chilwell. The pair combining on Chelsea's left-hand side. Flag's gone up against the Chelsea man. Arsenal get themselves a free kick. It was Zuma's header. Bernd Leno with a great save to tip it onto the crossbar. And when it came to Giroud, he did well, Giroud, to be fair, to turn his body and strike it towards the crossbar with his weaker right foot. But he must have been cursing his luck too when he saw his effort come crashing off of the woodwork. Arsenal extremely fortunate there. I'll tell you what, we haven't been very fortunate throughout the campaign. We drew a bit of luck. Who was it? Graham says in the chat, let's hear Arteta talk about fine margins now. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I wonder if he'll praise our performance in the sense of talking about how we dug in and all of that, or if he'll say, yep, this is the, this is what happens when the fine margins go your way. Let's see. I'm sure it'll be interesting either way. Don't forget, I'm going to be back with a post-match reaction show at around about 10:30. For those of you who can bear to listen to me for any longer tonight. If not, you can catch up with it tomorrow, of course. And those of you who listen via the audio platforms will be able to catch it in podcast format from first thing tomorrow morning. 7:30 a.m. we release our podcast, so you can pick them up on your way to work. Mikel Arteta looking nervous on the sidelines. Kepa with the ball out to the left, flicked on by Zouma, who stayed forward. Callum Hudson-Odoi, will he deliver from the left? Instead he finds Zouma. Zouma shoots. You can let Zouma shoot all day, to be honest. It's well wide of Bernd Leno's goal. Matt says, hold me, Harry. Man, I need somebody to hold me. It's going to be a Chelsea corner. Zouma's shot must have taken a deflection on the way through. Dalisu says, where was this luck all season? Yeah, exactly. In comes the corner from Reece James, headed back into the mix by Giroud. Arsenal get it clear. Smith Rowe helps it on, but nobody is forward for Arsenal. Nobody is in an attacking position at the moment. It's all hands on deck. Everybody is deep defending. Might fall for Giroud. Holding comes away with it. Nice cushion pass from Emile Smith Rowe. Odegaard into Lacazette. Thomas Partey's making a run beyond him. Tries to time the pass right. Thomas Partey thinks about going towards goal. I wonder what he'll do here. He goes down inside the box and he's going to be booked for a dive here. It did look like a dive to me, and Thomas Partey's had no complaints with it whatsoever. What the hell is that noise? I don't know what the hell's going on outside my house. What the hell is that? Someone is revving a motorbike outside my house at 10 o'clock at night. If they wake up my kid, I'm going to pause the stream and I'm going to walk outside and deal with the situation. Arseholes. Well, let's see if these arseholes and Stamford Bridge can hold on here. Long ball forward towards Giroud. Gabriel gets something on it. Reece James is coming on the right hand side. Now it's Ziyech. Ziyech shoots. Blocked by Gabriel with his face. Bouncing around in the Arsenal penalty area before Odegaard hooks it clear. Oh, come on. Chelsea still pressurising here. Ball in towards the penalty area. Giroud chests it down. Chelsea still alive here. Pulisic will shoot. Blocked by Kieran Tierney. Can we save the corner? No, we can't, despite Gabriel's best efforts. But By my calculations, there's not more than seconds remaining. Reece James is going to deliver the corner into the box. Giroud rises, but Holding was there again. Gabriel then smashes it up into the air. The Arsenal fans want the referee to blow his whistle. We've had the 6 minutes added on. Gabriel heads at the near post. We thought he was going to head it clear, and he headed it right onto Jorginho, but luckily it took him by surprise, and the ball cannoned off of Jorginho and went out for a goal kick. Let off. Hopefully this will be the last action. Hopefully this will be it. Bernd Leno taking his time over the goal kick, as you'd expect. It's a shame it's not going to be more significant in the context of our season. But nonetheless, it's a really, really good result for Arsenal at Chelsea, who have been in fine form. Leno takes the kick, and there is the final whistle. Emile Smith-Rowe's goal has seen Arsenal take all 3 points at Stamford Bridge. Who the hell saw that coming? That would be my question to you. Who the hell saw that coming? It's a really, really good result for the Gunners. As I said, it might not be huge in terms of what it does for our league position. It might not be huge, might not be significant even in terms of where we finish. But what it is it's a reason to be happy. It's a reason to smile as an Arsenal fan. Mikel Arteta took a gamble today. He changed the system, tried to match up with Chelsea. And I said I probably wouldn't have done it. But if we're going to dig him out when he gets it wrong, you've got to give him credit when he gets it right. Doesn't change my overall view on Mikel Arteta. Of course it doesn't. It's just a single game. But it's a good performance from a defensive viewpoint. Because in truth, other than that moment where Chelsea hit the woodwork twice, they did very little in terms of actually testing the goalkeeper. So fair play to Arsenal. Great work. We're over the line. We've got the 3 points. And we've got a confidence-building win over Chelsea, an informed Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. And you know what? We'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. I'm going to be back at around about 10:30 to bring you guys some post-match reaction. It is all over, Simon, in the chat. It is all over. It's finished Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. Emile Smith-Rowe with the winning goal after just 16 minutes. And credit to Arsenal because they held on. They defended with courage, with passion, with fight. Didn't offer a great deal the other way, but who cares? Arsenal are over the line. I'm absolutely delighted. And I'll catch you all a little bit later on, around about 10:30 if you fancy joining me live. If not, you can catch up with it later. But until next time, take care. Ciao.